Fighting for survival is one of the basic principles of the animal kingdom. With the predator trying to reign supreme over its prey, well, sometimes the animals that form rivalries in the wild are more evenly matched than you might expect, resulting in clashes where the winner can vary depending on the given situation. Forget about cats and dogs fighting. In today's video, we will take a look at some of the greatest rivalries found in the animal kingdom. You may want to stick around until the very end. You will never guess what our top pick is. 12. Lions versus hyenas. If you've seen the Lion King film, you will definitely remember the rivalry between the lions and the sniggering hyenas. Although they were scared of the larger Mufasa, they had no problem with chasing little Simba. You probably think that lions are much stronger than hyenas, so a fight between the two would be unfair. But in reality, it all depends on the situation. Hyenas and lions have always hunted the same prey and carcasses since the beginning of their long history. When two species of animals fight for the same food, especially in a place that is inhospitable, tensions can arise. Although it is true that lions are far stronger than hyenas, the hyena population is much bigger, and therefore could kill a lion if outnumbered. Sperm whale versus giant squid. Sperm whales can range from 49 to 59 feet in length and can dive as deep as 3,280 feet beneath the surface, the place where they come in contact with their biggest enemy, the giant squid. This huge creature lives at the very deepest points of the ocean and for many years was believed to be the mythical kraken. In fact, the largest one ever found measured a colossal 59 feet long. Unfortunately, the battle between the two colossal creatures has never been caught on film because of the extreme depths they live at. With that being said, you may be wondering how we know that the two often fight. Well, it is common to find sperm whales with scars that match the giant squid's tentacles, as well as undigested squid parts being found in the stomach of the whales. The two meet when the sperm whale dives down searching for food and engages in a life and death struggle with the giant squid, who is looking for the same prize. 10. Honeybees versus Asian giant hornets. Giant Asian hornets, like their name states, are huge hornets that can fly up to 15 miles per hour. They prefer to feed their young honeybee larvae, which causes an incredible clash between the two species. Asian giant hornets invade honeybee hives searching for their larvae, not hesitating to destroy everything along the way.
An Asian giant hornet.
In fact, things can get downright ugly as they cut the bees' heads off with their pincer-like mandibles. When the bees try to fight back and sting their enemies, they cannot pass through the hornet's impenetrable armor. It is believed that one single hornet can take out about 20 bees per minute. At this point, you're probably thinking that the bees have no way of defending themselves. Well, the reality is, they have developed an incredible defense against these cruel attackers. When a hornet discovers a hive, the bees don't do a single thing to try and stop it. Instead, they allow them to fly right inside so that they fall for their trap. They quickly surround the hornet, forming a bee pylon, and start to vibrate until the heat generated cooks the hornet to death. This just goes to show that it's not always about size within the animal kingdom. Are you a fan of videos like this one? Why not hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell? That way, you will never miss one of our future videos. 9. Mongoose versus cobra. It would be safe to assume that no animal would be crazy enough just to go ahead and face a venomous snake, right? Well, the mongoose would prove all of us wrong as they often face cobras, What is more astonishing is that they often win. Mongooses are often found in Africa. They range from 7 inches long to 2 feet in length, depending on the species. They will eat just about anything, although their favorites are birds, mice, frogs, reptiles, insects, as well as fruits, nuts, and seeds. They are incredibly clever hunters, even learning to open up bird eggs by tossing them against stones and trees. So, why would a creature that usually preys on small creatures want to face off against a poisonous snake? Well, they take advantage of a special receptor that makes them completely immune to a snake's venom. This skill puts the mongoose ahead of its adversary, allowing it to claw and bite until the cobra is dead. 8. Archerfish versus bug. Archerfish, which includes several different species, live in Thailand and other parts of Southeast Asia. The fish are known for their incredible skill at shooting a jet of water at insects, which causes the unsuspecting victim to fall into the water, in which the fish quickly swallows it. Research has revealed that these exceptional super shooters measure an insect's position on a twig and use the refracting light in the water to get a perfect aim. In other words, since light behaves differently in water than it does in the air, the insect appears distorted from its actual position. The archerfish can calculate and adjust its angle to make sure it hits the target perfectly. 7. White shark versus killer whale. Most people believe that the great white shark dominates the seas without having to worry about any other animal getting in its way. Well, the animal kingdom is full of surprises, and those dwelling in the ocean are no different. Our next rivalry is that of the great white shark and the killer whale. But before we do get into who is the dominant species, we should take a look at both intimidating creatures first. Orcas, also known as the killer whale, can weigh up to 12,300 pounds and grow up to 31 feet in length, while the great white shark usually weighs up to 2,200 pounds and reaches about 16 feet in length. Knowing that the shark is much smaller, it may not come as a surprise to learn that scientists on the Farallon Islands have seen encounters between these two sea giants. According to them, the killer whales actually change their course so that they can attack the great whites for food. The orca rams the shark's ribs before turning it upside down to suffocate it. 6. Mantis shrimp versus clam. Shrimp really isn't the right word for a mighty crustacean like the mantis shrimp, which is also nicknamed the thumb splitter. They are colorful creatures that have a powerful club-like arm that they keep folded against their bodies, waiting to use it against an unsuspecting snail, crab, or other prey. Its biggest rival, however, is the clam. The shrimp will strike at the shell until it smashes it open to get at its meat. The problem is, sometimes that can backfire and damage the smashing arm of the shrimp, rendering it useless and taking away its way of obtaining food. Often, it's a risk the creature must take, especially if it is in an area where other predators are lurking. 5. Python versus alligator. Burmese pythons are found in Southwest Asia, but have also been known to live alongside the American alligators in the Everglades National Park. Male American alligators can reach 11.2 feet and can weigh up to 1,000 pounds. Although that is on the rarer side of the scale, Burmese pythons, on the other hand, range from 16 to 23 feet and weigh 200 pounds. This intimidating snake will kill its prey by constriction, squeezing it until it suffocates to death. They're also fantastic swimmers and are able to stay underwater for up to 30 minutes at any one given time. When coming up against an alligator in its habitat, the one hurdle the python must overcome is the tough bony armor plates of the reptile, something that some pythons don't manage to do. it's fair to say that American alligators and Burmese pythons will rarely fight each other. But when they do, either one can win the fight and eat the other. The only difference is that the alligator will chew his food up, while the python will swallow the reptile whole. Did you already know that pythons and alligators fight? Well, our number 2 choice may come as more of a shock. 4. Elephant versus rhino. With more than enough food to go around, you'd be right in assuming that there's no reason for these two plant-eating giants to mess with each other. But something called a musth period in elephants can quickly mess with that peaceful coexistence. During a musth, male elephants experience an uptick in testosterone, reaching up to 60 times their normal levels. During this raging period of puberty, male elephants turn highly violent and are likely to attack anything during this time. But rhinos are just about the only species that'll fight back. However, their pointy horns may not always be enough to fight off a 14,000-pound elephant. In February 2000, a young group of highly aggressive orphaned elephants at an African park was reported to have killed 36 rhinos during their musth. The lack of adult influence may have exacerbated the problem because this young group of elephants didn't just happen to cross the rhino's path, they were actually hunting them down. Case in point, these guys know how to throw their weight around. Three, dolphin versus shark. Large sharks are known to prey on dolphins, especially if they are very young or sick, as these are the weakest and most vulnerable among the group. Sharks are the main predators of dolphins in some parts of the world, where 1/3 of the dolphins have scars covering their bodies from shark bites. The main advantage dolphins have against shark attacks is having safety in numbers, sticking together in pods and defending one another by ramming and chasing a shark away from its weaker kin. In fact, dolphins are skilled at using their strong snouts to ram the shark's belly to cause injury. Do you think a pod of dolphins would ever kill a shark while defending its vulnerable members? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. 2. Polar bear versus walrus. Most people know polar bears as the giant beasts from the Arctic. An adult can reach up to 8 feet in length and weigh up to 1,600 pounds. Polar bears usually prefer to hunt seals, but when food is scarce due to harsh winters, they choose to go for something a little larger. A walrus is dangerous prey for a polar bear due to the furious and powerful way it attacks. They range from 7 to 11 feet in length and can weigh an unbelievable 1.5 tons. Their most powerful weapons are the 2 3-feet-long tusks that can be used as devastating weapons. When a polar bear tries to attack a walrus, anything can happen. Although the bear is stronger and is a natural predator, there have been times where a dead polar bear has been found with injuries caused by walrus tusks. The polar bear will only attack if it is starving or desperate, which does give the walrus an advantage if they have more energy. Before we get into our last rivalry, let's take a look at today's subscriber pick image that was sent in by one of our subscribers. It shows 4 red ants pulling a black one apart. Although both kinds of ant will be equally matched in equal numbers, there's another similar insect that doesn't fare so well. Do you have a bizarre or interesting picture that could inspire our next video? Just hit the subscribe button, ring the notification bell, then send us a link. It's as easy as that. 1. Ants versus termites. The rivalry between ants and termites is probably the most unfair one on our list. But before we get into why that is the case, it's important to know about the home of the termite. Hundreds of the little bugs will team up together to build mounds that can reach over 17 feet in height. Although you could probably come up with a few other rivals for these little creatures, it turns out that the biggest threat to termites is the rain. They could take 5 years to build a single mound, only to see it turn to slop with a heavy downfall. Luckily, any damage done to their home is communicated with their fellow workers who attempt to patch it up. When it comes to the rivalry with ants, however, it comes down to them seeing termite as nothing more than a great food source, making a group of ants a nightmare for them. They often take over the termite mounds to use them as their own homes, eating up every termite that gets in their way. Termites don't stand much of a chance against an army of ants, whose only choice of defense is to stop the invaders in the first place. Termites will usually lose this battle as the burrowing skills of the ant is unrivaled. Although sometimes they do manage to seal off some of the nests to allow parts of the colony to survive. And that concludes our video on the greatest rivalries in the animal kingdom. One similarity that you may have noticed throughout this video is that those fighting each other are usually looking for food. This is arguably the most basic driving force for all wildlife, which often causes unlikely species to go head-to-head to survive. Do you know of any other species that are known for fighting each other in the wild? Let us know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video and would like to watch more interesting content, you can head over to one of our other videos. You won't be disappointed.